All right, recording. Hey everyone, thanks so much for popping in. This is Jody with Ireland Family Vacations, and today I am talking with Aengus O'Connor. Now, Aengus is the director of the Connemara Maths Academy. Is that the right title?
It is indeed.
Excellent. Now, what exactly does that mean to be the director of this maths camp facility?
Well, I actually founded this myself a couple of years ago, and to fulfill essentially a need that I noticed in kids in schools all around the world. Anywhere I worked, I've worked in Syria, I've worked in France, Italy, Switzerland, and I've seen the same problems in maths classes all around the world. So when I came back to Ireland, I decided to set up a maths academy. Maths would be fun, where they could learn through discovery, creativity, and adventure, where we would use creative technologies. We would use adventure sports, GoPro cameras, drones, all these kind of bells and whistle gadget type things to teach maths with. So what we do is we have residential programs in beautiful places in Ireland, in Connemara Abbey, in Glenstall Abbey, and in Killery Adventure Centre, beautiful locations, so that they are very unique places to come on a summer camp to start with. But to come and at the end of the summer camp, you become more fluent in key mathematical concepts that I found many students aren't.
So you saw this need for children especially, to have this maybe more of a hands-on learning to understand the concepts, as opposed to pen and paper, two-dimensional math. So do you see a great increase then in the understanding of maths? By the time the children leave, they are able to grasp maybe something that the concept was just completely confusing to them when they arrived?
Absolutely. And, we do use technologies to help us with this hands-on approach to learning maths. But we also do have, we use traditional teaching methods, but in ways that enhance the core learning processes, which are very hands-on, dynamic, highly visual. So let's say, for example, if you ask a kid what pi is, the very famous maths number, and many kids don't really understand what it is. And we have workshops where we would work with G's and then applying those concepts to things like, for example, photography, where patterns and ratios are very important, setting up a shot, writing pieces of music. And I think have I disappeared? Because you've come off the screen there.
We had a little bit of a delay, but I can still see you. I have still got you here.
Great. Okay. Well, then, if you can hear me and you can see me, that's
I can hear you and I can see you. So they're using these tools to. I guess math is not my strong suit. So how would you? Let's say you're using the GoPro. So how would you use that in determining math and things?
Well, for example, there's one of the adventure sports we do is the giant swing, which is a very, very large swing, and you sit in it. And It's an adrenaline rush as well, but you wear the GoPro camera, and the idea is to work out how fast you're going, and we would build a model of it before we go out to try and get the kids to understand how would you go about working out the speed. And then we go into the real machine, and it's hair raising, actually. I've been on it. Kids love it, but then they use that.
I bet.
There's different ways of doing it to measure the speeds. But we can use we can use the timeline, the video footage itself. But there's a couple of things the kids need to think about. For example, it's a curve; it's not a straight line. How do we get over that? How do we get over that particular issue? The angle, we need to know the length of the ropes. All of those things we tease out in the workshop using a model, and then we go and apply it. And they have a lot of fun doing that, and then they can use the footage when they're making their movies, just as movies, as well as actually using it in the class to help understand. And it's great for understanding timelines, scales, and lots of other things start coming out of it.
Wow. So it's a lot of
from
problem solving then in there too. So
so
it really just stimulates
you can cover an awful lot
their
just in
whole
one
brains.
basic idea. That's it. Yeah.
Wow.
That's it, yeah. And it's every essential, literally from an adrenaline point of view to your activity, to actually doing something you've never done before, getting out of your comfort zone, getting into a big giant swing that is quite terrifying. And,
Right.
there's
Right.
an awful lot to
Yeah.
be gained from all of those things from a holistic point of view, and there's a great team spirit because the kids go out together and there'll always be one or two brave ones who will then help the other ones. And there's a good team spirit there, but they have to measure ropes and the lengths of
Wow.
things, and they have a certain task to fulfill. And we do have fun things as well where we don't relate it to maths because you can't do
Right.
that all of the time because it might overdo it a little bit. So, but we always have cameras on site so they can use whatever they're doing in films they want to make. And then we'll write music to those films so
Wow.
they'll use maths patterns and they'll understand
That's
how to write
amazing.
music for the film if they filmed. So at the end of the week, they'll go home with movies and music. And yeah, we have a great music technology teacher who's great and he understands very well the relationship of maths and music and frequencies and scales. And they use controllers and they can learn an awful lot in a very short period of time. So at the end of the week, they'll actually have a really good idea about how many different things work, whether it's film, music. We're introducing robotics this year. We use coding to help with Boolean logic. And they might end up with a little game they've made at the end of the week. And and it's quite flexible and fluid, and some kids like to learn different ways. We try to facilitate everybody in the way they like to learn. But
Wow.
generally, this way, look, 99%
Initially
of
I was
kids love
just
this kind of
jealous
way to
because of
learn.
the locations, but I think now I'm a little jealous of my daughter getting to do this because it just sounds so, so well-rounded and interesting. Like it's not boring math. And that just sounds incredible to me. Now, you did touch
No.
you did
Yeah, no,
touch
no.
just
They
a
won't. They
tiny
won't feel like
bit
they're in school
on
at all.
the location. So I want to go back to that because you do have 3 really, really amazing locations for the Maths Academy. Now, Brenna will be attending at Kylemore Abbey, which, is just probably one of those, it's an iconic building. You see it, on so many Ireland brochures and, it's just so picturesque where it sits. But you have a couple other locations that equally is beautiful. How did you manage to get these camps into those locations? Oh no, have we lost you? All right. We might have frozen Aengus. Oh, and you've dropped. So go ahead and call back in. Although it's showing you're still there. So what we're going to do, I'm going to disconnect you and have you call back in. And hopefully we didn't lose you forever. All right. So if you are still connected, Aengus, go ahead and call back in because yep, excellent. So it shows you calling in. Perfect. Accepting again.
Back, I think.
Yay, you're back. You are. I can see you. Do you hear me? I see you. And I heard you. And I see you again. Do you hear me? Sometimes that connection can be tricky. I can see you. All right, you can't hear or see me. I can see you. It's odd. I'm not sure, because now it looks like you've frozen again. Oh, and now you've dropped again. So, try one more time. And again, okay. All right, you're back again. Can you hear me now? I see you again.
Right. Okay.
Oh, yay, there you are. Excellent. Can you hear me?
Well, I guess if you can hear me,
Oh, but it
then
seems like you can't hear me.
If you want to write the question,
Well,
I could answer
I can
the
hear
question,
you, but right? Okay, we can try that. But my questions are long. So I'm going to ask you to talk a little bit about the locations. Because I'm going to put up a link for the summer camps. So you can see the locations of the summer camps that Connemara Maths has. So they have 3 locations. They have the beautiful Kylemore Abbey, Glenstall Abbey in Limerick, and Killary Centre in Connemara.
Our locations are stunning locations. Kylemore Abbey, which is historically quite a significant building. It's a gorgeous place. There's a sense of peace in Kylemore Abbey that I've never experienced in any other and for learning especially, or for kids, it's a wonderful, wonderful place, and there's a very special feeling there when you actually walk into the premise and walk up the little road along by the lake, and you're in front of Kylemore Abbey. It's an absolutely stunning place. The kids they go to the dormitories are facing the lake on the right hand side of Kylemore Abbey, and the dining rooms on the left hand side of the main door of the castle. The school is up on the left hand side. There are views of all around from the rooms. It's a fabulous place. And our other summer camp in Glenstall Abbey is another gorgeous castle in a very different style, more Norman looking. Fabulous campus, have our own lake, our own indoor gym, and football pitches and tennis courts, indoor and outdoor. Great laboratories, great music tech rooms. Fabulous, fabulous place. And all the dormitories and accommodation are in the towers of the castle. So it's a fabulous, fabulous place. And then our other camp in August is in Killary Adventure Centre, which is overlooking the only fjord in Ireland in Killary. Gorgeous place. And we're very fortunate to have access to these really fabulous locations.
So we have you have these multiple camps, and obviously you have instructors. So let's talk now about the instructor. I can't type. The instructor to student ratio. Because obviously,
instructor to student ratio, we tried to keep it to a minimum of between 10 and 15 for many of the workshops. Obviously, for the team sports activities, we would have more kids involved in those. But we do try to keep the ratios very, very low. And it also depends on the kind of things that we're doing. So if we're making a movie or writing a piece of music, we might do that in pairs. But if we're covering something the general concept in the workshop, we would have maybe 12 or 15. But we tend not to go over that. And we'd always have an extra teacher around. The teachers stay on campus with the kids, so they're always around. So any kids who want to ask the teacher some questions after the workshops, they can do that, even over dinner, over lunch. There's loads and loads of very relaxing opportunities for teachers and students to be able to interact. And our teachers are absolutely fabulous. They're all Garda vetted, obviously. They're all registered with the Teaching Council of Ireland. One of our teachers is just doing his PhD in maths education, so he's really on the ball. One of our other teachers, a maths teacher, is an All-Ireland dancing champion, and she teaches Irish dancing. So I know Brenna, your daughter, will be coming and has a bit of Irish dancing. That'll be great, so she'll be able to get involved and hopefully enjoy herself with that.
Wonderful. Now, what about safety? Maybe a few nervous parents out there.
A health and safety risk assessment is done. We're fully insured. You can't run summer camps in Ireland unless you have full insurance, and you can't get the insurance unless everything has been, regulated. It's highly, highly regulated. We always have first aid teachers around. Two of our teachers have first aid. Any of the adventure sports and everything, I always have fully qualified and trained activity leaders who help with those. So everything it's 100% safe, and every effort is made to make sure that the kids are comfortable, safe, and happy at all times. We also have they can have their mobile phones with them. If parents need to get in touch, they can call us at any time, 24 hours a day, and we'll answer the phone. And 24-hour supervision. Obviously, the teachers stay on campus. So the girls are in the girls' dorm, the boys in the boys' dorm, and the male teachers would be overlooking the boys' dorm, and the female teachers the girls' dorm. And it's 24/7 supervision.
Oh, wonderful! That helpful for nervous parents who that might be me. So let's talk about how good the kids need to be at math. Brenna's just going to be 12.
In terms of the standard of mathematics, it's a question I get asked very, very often, and there's somehow some parents are afraid that their kids mightn't be good enough, and it's absolutely not the case. Any level of mathematics, they're welcome to come. And there's a reason for that. The kids who are very, very good at mathematics are looking at maths in a different way, and that can do nothing but enhance their learning. We've had one kid who came with a scholarship last summer, and very, very bright, but he learned a huge amount from it because he'd seen maths in a completely different way, and he had a much deeper understanding of it. Those who were struggling with the maths found this way of teaching maths much easier to cover basic concepts. So we might only cover 4 or 5 key concepts in a week, but they're really key to the rest of maths, mathematic education development. And we also ask students and parents to fill out a registration form before they arrive, so we have a very good idea of any areas of mathematics that they'd like to look at, any particular things that are causing them any confusion, as well as a plethora of information about dietary issues or anything like that. So all our teachers get together, and then we go through the profiles of each kid, and we make sure that we have a very good understanding of each child before we actually meet them in person. And we put a lot of effort into that because excellent. We feel that sets the standard for the quality of the outcomes that you'll have at the end of the week. Because at the end of the day, the summer camp, they want to have fun, but at the end of the day, you want to have good outcomes. And we've got that pretty much down to a T. We work very, very hard to make sure that all of our kids are in appropriate levels and are enjoying their learning, which is central to our philosophy.
Which is key. Yes, that's definitely key. So tell me a little bit.
To come to the Connemara Maths Academy, not at all.
Right. No need to be.
And we encourage kids of all, musical kids, dancing kids who like whatever the hobbies they have, we try to incorporate them into the program as well.
Oh, that's excellent. So what does a typical day look like then?
A typical day, we would have breakfast between 8 and 8:45 in the dining room in Connemara Abbey, which is just overlooking the lake. And we would normally start workshops at around 9:15, 9:30. And that would go through to lunchtime. The workshops, we usually have a 15-minute workshop, and then we would try and do something else, and then we might go back to it 15 minutes later. So we try to do things in 15-minute chunks for the workshops. And for the activities, for the adventure sports, sailing, kayaking, football, whatever. That would tend to be an afternoon, an hour and a half or 2 hours, depending on that particular activity and what equipment they would be bringing with them would dictate how quickly they would get back from it. And then in the evening time, we do like to do a workshop after dinner, a short one, about 45 minutes. And then we would have, we do a concert at the end of every week, at the end of every camp, so that we prepare the kids to have something ready. So we would do a little bit of that in the evening time. And then the social time, supper at 9:30. And then they go to retire about 10:30 and lights out at 11.
Oh, wow.
And that will continue then for Monday through to Saturday. Arrival day is Sunday evening at 7 p.m. And departure then is the following Sunday at noon, where parents can come and enjoy a concert that we'll do, and we'll show the parents what the kids have been getting up to during the week, what films they've made, music they've written, and it could be anything. We don't know. Sometimes kids come up with great ideas of something they want to do, and then that ends up on the program for the concert. It's only about a 40-minute concert, but it's just to give the parents something, a little idea of what they've done, and kids love to show what they've done.
That's incredible, and I know Brenna is looking so forward to this, and we're really looking forward to her having the opportunity to be there. So, if people are interested in learning more, where do they need to go? Who do they need to contact?
And if you'd like to know any more information about our summer camps, our website is www.connemaramathsacademy.com. For the Americans out there, I know you say math, we say maths. So you might see the word maths with an S strewn around the website. But so it's www.connemaramathsacademy.com. Our phone number is Galway 095 319 25. It's 095 319 25. We like to get back to people immediately. So if you do send an email, we'd like to know that we could get back to you within a couple of hours. That is our commitment to parents and to people interested in coming in our camps. And we do like to get back to you as soon as we can. We also have a Facebook page, which we're very active on, and we have a very quick response time on that. I think 90% of our responses are within an hour. There's always somebody on it, and Facebook is always a very good way to communicate with us. And we're also on Twitter and on Flipboard. We have a couple of magazines on Flipboard, and the address at Flipboard is at @project_maths.
Wow, and I haven't even ventured into Flipboard yet. So thank you, Aengus, so much for taking the time today and chatting with us. I really, really appreciate it. And I know that that this summer is just going to be amazing.
Thank you very much, Jody. And a big hello to Brenna. We're looking forward to welcoming her to Connemara Abbey in June, which will be upon us more quickly than we think. And we'll have done 2 general elections, I think, as well. So we'll be ready.
Yes.
And thank you very much indeed.
Yes. Thank you. I can't type. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you, Aengus, coming in and taking the time to chat with us. I apologize for the technical difficulties if you're watching this live. And if you do want more information about Kylemore Abbey and some of the other camps that they offer, definitely do check the website. I'm going to list it one more time. It is Connemara Maths with an S, Connemara Maths Academy.com. And if you do have any questions, please reach out to Connemara Maths or even to myself. I am so excited that we are going to have this opportunity for Brenna to go, and I can't wait to share it when we get back. So thanks so much for checking this out today, for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Slangafol.